The South African comedy The Gods Must Be Crazy tells the story of Z, a farmer from the Kalahari Desert who has no knowledge of the world beyond. Jason, do the rapid, sometimes exponential developments in technology make believing in a god or gods superfluous as we get closer to doing what some people believe that only gods can do?
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. I think that Stuart Brand said it best in the Whole Earth catalog. He said we are as gods and might as well get good at it. And Alan Harrington says having invented the gods, we can turn into them. I mean, increasingly, I think what human beings do is we transcend our boundaries. We didn't stay in the caves, we haven't stayed on the planet, and we won't stay with the limitations of biology. I mean, now Moore's law, the exponential growth curves of technology are absorbing biology itself. So now the canvas of life is becoming the new instrument for the artist. So what might we make, you know? So when I say we are the gods now, I think we have transcended the need for traditional religion, because the need for religion came out of, I don't know if you're familiar with Ernest Becker's work, The Denial of Death. Pulitzer Prize-winning book in 1974 says that the human condition is characterized by death anxiety, and the religious impulse, the romantic impulse, and the creative impulse are answers to that anxiety about the fact that we are mortal beings.
But people are still going to die, right? I mean, even with a smartphone, you're still going to die eventually.
You know, it's interesting. We're outsourcing more and more of our cognition to our smartphones. We can endlessly upgrade our smartphones. We haven't been able to upgrade our biology, but now we're going to be able to do it. Juan Enriquez talks about life code, and he says here we have software that can write its own hardware. So when we can master the information processes of biology, why can't we give ourselves indefinite lifespans? I mean, that's the first thing I would think we should do.
How would you pay for all these extra people?
What do you mean how we would pay? We're going to move
Well,
into
people would still be born, and then the others wouldn't die, and boy, look, you really would have to start thinking about taxation then.
By that point, we'll be non-biological minds inhabiting virtual spaces. We'll be, I mean, it won't matter. We won't be occupying physical space.
People like being biological people. Well, people enjoy being human beings.
But this is the thing, is that an interesting thing that I talk about with people, even people always ask me about the overpopulation issue, but you know, you could fit most of the planet into like a single state. The issue is the distribution of resources. The issue is the issue of scarcity that people talk about.
I wouldn't like to live in that state. Can I just say that?
No, but...
Can I say, we've got a follow-up video question from someone who's a little bit sceptical. David Clark in Adelaide, South Australia, and I'll bring the rest of the panel in after you respond to that.
My question for Jason Silva. I've just looked out the window and can see not one flying car, no hoverboards, no sky elevators to the spaceport for daily flights to the moon or Mars, and not even a mass transport system into the glass-covered CBD. Where is the future? I keep waiting for it, but it never seems to arrive.
Well, how about this? How about looking at your smartphone as a form of technologically enabled telepathy? How about the fact that you can press a few buttons on a device made of plastic and metal and send your electrified thoughts traveling at the speed of light, transcending the limitations of time, space, and distance? How about flying through the sky in a machine with 1 million moving parts that carries 400 people in perfect safety to across oceans? I mean, we live in that world.
The first of those things we used to do with a telegram.
And people used to be freaked out by it too.
It only took slightly longer.
It took slightly longer. No, but I think increasingly what's interesting is the kind of complexity that's bootstrapping on its own complexity is leading us to a world of wonders that people have begun to call the singularity, because it's a great metaphor to describe what happens when you go through a black hole. Everything that we knew or we thought we knew is no longer applies. And I think that that's what's happening now with information technology. We have overlapping revolutions in information technology, in biotechnology, and in nanotechnology, which is mastering matter at the level of the atom. So you have all these things overlapping on top of each other, and it's going to be a game changer. It's going to change everything. And you know, for people that say, where is the future? I mean, we're living it right now. How many hundreds of thousands of people are watching this live? We've been living in the future for 50 years.
And so so I'll just make one point, which is that those of you who've actually recorded this can actually slow it down later and understand everything that's been said.